What do you think talking about players coming in, what do you think about Dawson getting dropped for VASQUEZ? Because that's a big talking point this week.
I think it makes sense because I don't think his distribution's anywhere near quick enough from what is needed, I think, in this new system that Cisco's trying to play. And judging on how VASQUEZ has performed, it's quite clear to see why he's been signed on loan. Because his distribution
it's very difficult. That I will say that he has just shipped 4 goals. He has just conceded 4 goals. However, I don't think he was really at fault for any of them.
He wasn't at fault for any of them.
No.
He could, 2 of them were pretty much screamers that he couldn't remotely get a hand to, and then the other 2 weren't even down to him. They were down to the defence in front of him being at fault. He was shocked that the back pass from VASQUEZ, he wasn't expecting it at all. I mean, granted, there might be a language barrier there as well with a few of these new players, but that also it was too under hit as well. The back pass to him, it should have been a real drilled pass if it was going to be a back pass, and he just wasn't expecting. He probably wasn't expecting him to do that at all. He was probably expecting him to clear it upfield or something like that, and not. And then suddenly there's this under hit pass back towards him, and the whole striker's got onto it. You know, it was just frustrating all round. But again, I will also say, to counterbalance my roasting of the players being woeful, I will also say that it's 3 games in. There's a whole pre-season in Spain that has gone by that all of these new signings haven't been in attendance for. They've just been here after we've got back. 2 days before the Southampton game was when they started pouring in, pretty much. And so, how are they going to adjust to their new surroundings in that time?
I don't think it's fair, because I wanted to talk about. I get what you're saying. I don't want to. I want to talk more about the Dawson thing for the minute. Yeah. I don't think it was necessarily fair to drop him, purely because you've not given him a proper go in the Championship. I understand when a manager comes in and is wanting their own style of goalkeeper in there. So I do see how it happens. I can't help but feel for Dawson, and I've got to present this side of a Wednesday fan who has stuck around, who got loaned out, had a cracking season at Exeter, and they really wanted to keep him. He comes back, he's fighting with Stockdale, he wins the battle over Stockdale and becomes Sheffield Wednesday's goalkeeper, to be given 1 game in the Championship against Southampton and then dropped is it's difficult from that perspective. I will say, looking at them, the 2 of them, after watching Dawson a lot and seeing VASQUEZ in this limited time I've seen him, VASQUEZ with the ball at his feet is so natural. So I do understand it, right? He just looks so, there's never any and I'm not saying it always looks like Dawson's going to panic in terms of his distribution, but there's just a calmness to VASQUEZ when he's on the ball. Right, but that necessarily might not work if the defense aren't all linked up as well. We've got VASQUEZ's back pass. Yeah. Okay, so I think it makes sense. I think we'll probably see what will happen. I can see this being the plan, right? VASQUEZ comes in, and you phase the defense out so VASQUEZ plays less. He's brought players in like Diaby, Bernard. Yeah, he's got Valentin, players like that, players that he wants in that defense to play that style. I think under Moore we tried to play out from the back, and it didn't necessarily always work. So I can see why you would want your own defenders in that system if you are going to play that system, and it's clear he wants to play out from the back. So from that perspective, I can see why VASQUEZ was dropped, but I do still feel like it's probably Dawson probably deserved a good spell of it, because I think the manager's probably come in and gone, no, I want my own guy in, and that's rough. It would be less rough for me if we knew if we were going to sign VASQUEZ, because you're bringing someone in on loan.
Well, that was the point I was going to make as well, is that VASQUEZ coming in on loan, what if part of the agreement between Sheffield Wednesday and AC Milan is that he's basically the number 1, that he plays most games, and if that doesn't happen,
the feeling,
he gets taken back. When a goalkeeper is loaned, that's typically the agreement, is that they're going to be your number 1, that you don't just stick them on the bench for half the games of the season all that sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but I
Yeah.
also think that's, unless we've got an option in there, it's kind of short-sighted because what do you do at the end of this season? And you've got a goalkeeper who is a Wednesday fan, wants to play for us, is in that age where he's still learning. He's not young, don't get me wrong. Goalkeeper's obviously been gone for quite a while, but he's not at a position where he can't learn new styles and that sort of thing. And I don't think he's the worst at his feet. I don't think his distribution's amazing, right? It's something that he can improve. Yeah. But it's it just feels a little bit harsh for me at this point when you've not got a permanent goalkeeper coming in, because I'll be honest, Dawson starts for every League One side.
But we have also gone up a league, and it is also a different kettle of fish.
But it's
in
also
this
a case
league,
of why is it if he starts for every League One side, he ain't gonna. The only thing that's keeping him here probably is the Wednesday fan link. Yeah. Because why would you not go and have your career? Because to be honest, there'd be some Championship sides that don't play out from the back, maybe, that would have him as their keeper as well.
Someone like Huddersfield or Rotherham or someone like that. Pretty much, I would say he would be maybe their number one.
I could see him getting another team for sure. So it's a delicate line. It'd be interesting to see what happens with the Dawson VASQUEZ thing, because there's only so many times I think you can be dropped back down to that number 2 position before you're like, maybe it's time to move on.
It's why Wildsmith left. It's why Wildsmith forced. Well, I want to say forced the move, but no, it's why he engineered the move to Derby, because he knew that he'd be the number 1 at Derby. So
yes, started to sour a little bit these past couple of games. Apparently, Wildsmith at Derby since the start of the new season. Hopefully, that's just a temporary bump. But
did you know, by the way,
social media.
There's rumours circulating in the Derby circles that they're not so much keen on Paul Warne, and they are looking at maybe getting Darren Moore in as the manager over there because of the past playing links with Darren Moore.
That'd possibly be a good shout, to be honest. But anyway,
I'm
not writing Dawson off. I think Chisco's got a big decision to make in terms of his goalkeepers, because either way, even if he weren't at fault for them, VASQUEZ has just conceded 4 in the last game. Does he make and he dropped Dawson after Southampton. Does he make the knee-jerk reaction to bring Dawson back in and keep chopping and changing them? Because one thing that isn't ideal, so he needs to make this decision early on in these first 10 games, who is going to be his number 1, because you can't just keep switching them, because we need a settled back line. If that game taught us anything, we need a settled back line.
Oh, yeah.